I'm not listening to nobody no more, bro. Let me tell y'all something, the reason why. People that's always in your ear, they gonna ruin your life. Let me just explain to y'all what I mean. Let me know how many of y'all always been living y'all life and y'all was living y'all life just based upon others and what people thought and what people was telling you. Let me give you this situation. So, every time I listen to somebody that's in my ear, it never goes right for me. Now, this message can apply to anybody around the world. Let me know if y'all was living y'all life peacefully, having a situation in life. It could be a relationship or a friendship or whatever. Then somebody was in your ear about your relationship or your friendship or whatever. Then the friendship didn't go good anymore because you was listening to the people in your ear. I want to say, I can't say it's not your fault, because at the end of the day, it is your fault. I'm going to tell you why it's your fault. Because you shouldn't let them be in your ear. Because I used to live my life like that. Let people be in my ear and stuff like that. That's why I'm at this dead-end job now. Everybody was always saying, go work at this manufacturing plant. It was better to work at. But I was already at this plant that I like way better than the one everybody kept saying go to in a different town. So I kept hearing the same thing for years. And this is why I say don't listen to people. Because what might be their views and work for them may not work for you. And that's where we keep going wrong at. We keep listening to these like social media gurus. They telling you how to live your life and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying don't listen to anybody. I'm saying you need to know how to interpret what's some real stuff and what's some bull crap. Because if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. And that's where I used to always go wrong at in life, because the stuff people used to tell me to do, it didn't make sense. Now let's go back to the situation when I said everybody was saying go work at this manufacturing plant in this other city. It's better, but I've been working at this other plant in another city. So people were saying that for years, because I used to work at this holiday job and I used to get a seasonal job doing something around Christmas time, getting a couple dollars. People was always saying that, like, man, I'll go work at the other plant in another city. So never took them up on their offer. Years later, I'm like, man, let me listen to them. Let me go work at the other plant in another city, right? So I go work at the plant in another city. That plant was worse than I thought. So then I started realizing that term is really true, because they was in my ear to tell me go work at another plant. Then when I got there, I didn't like it. I couldn't stand that plant. And then I started realizing that the grass ain't greener on the other side. So that's the term that I want to tell y'all. So let's go back to relationships, friendships, and things like that. You might be dealing with your significant other, or you might be cool with your homegirl or your homeboy. You tell somebody else about your situation, y'all get into it, and y'all fall out. Even in a relationship, you might be listening to somebody who ain't happy like you and don't like your relationship and want to see your relationship go in the drain because they low-key haters. That's how I go. But you listening to them because they're in your ear, and then once the relationship don't go how you wanted to go, and then the relationship ended because it's something you can't come back from, now you looking at it like the grass ain't greener on the other side, because you got to live your life and you experience like, dang, ain't nobody never treated me like this other person, or I ain't gonna never meet no other person like that. But you never know. But when your life is turning out, the grass went green on the other side. And that's where we go wrong at in our life in general. Because think about it. We still living our life now. I'm not successful yet. You not successful. You know why? Because people are always in our ear and we keep listening. Stop doing that, bro. Or sis, or whoever. You got to live your life for you. And once you start to live your life for you, that's when your situation will turn. Now I'm living my life for me. I'm learning to live my life in purpose. I'm learning to discipline myself. So, say if you want to go hang out with your friends, and then your friends tell you to All right, bro, hit this weed, man. You want to smoke with me? And you like, well, I'm going to smoke because my friend want me to smoke. Don't let your friend get in your ear, because at the end of the day, what you going to say? Well, if you ain't tell me hit the weed, you ain't tell me to do that, I wouldn't have been smoking. That's where you going wrong. Because you got to have discipline and accountability, because it's your life. And as soon as you mess up your life living for others, or let other people get in your ear and you going by what they say, you know the first thing they gonna say? I ain't put no gun to your head, make you smoke weed. And what Ice Cube say on Friday, back, you might as well. No, you're not taking accountability. So at the end of the day, that's what I mean about stop listening to people in your ear, because it's not good for you. Because the grass ain't greener on the other side. We live in that now. You might be in a messed up situation than what you was in before. And then what I mean by don't let anybody tell you anything, you got to be able to interpret whether it's some bull crap or not. Because if you're not good at that and you don't put two and two together, you got to start learning how to put two and two together like me. And I'm not saying this to be harsh, but you got to look at their life. If their life is messed up and all over the place, what the you taking advice from them for? If they not trying to better themselves. So if they not trying to better themselves, and you not seeing it in a person that they really trying to better themselves, then don't listen to them. And half the people that's telling you that, they miserable and their life messed up. And that's how it go. So just think about your life now. How different your life could have been if you just followed your heart. Not nobody else's heart. Followed your own heart. Listen to you. Stop listening to everybody else. Listen to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can only live for you. Because as soon as something gone wrong, they're going to be like, I ain't tell you to do that. That's all they're going to do. Let me know if I'm lying or not. If something gone wrong or something happened, and you was listening to them, they're going to be like, I ain't tell you to do that. That's how people are. Because they ain't got no accountability. And they don't want to see you win, low key. But I want to see you win. So, listen to me, okay? I'm not going to steer you nothing wrong. Because you have to live your life for you. This is a real message for anybody. Think about the people in your life that's telling you you can't do it. You can't do that. That's not realistic. That's not a reality. You listening to them. You having them in your ear again. When people in your ear, it never works. That's all I just be wanting to say. Think about all the things in your life. You might have had a good significant other. Now it's like you moved on with your life, or you trying to move on and you really can't move on with your life because you was listening to the people in your ear. And they ain't got no significant other, so they ruined it because you done jumped off the hinge. And now it's like you looking at what your life could have been because the grass ain't green on the other side. And that's how I go. Just not even in relationship, like I always say, just any situation in life. I'm reaping the benefits of that. Now I'm appreciative of the opportunities and the jobs I have, but what I'm saying, when I listen to somebody and then listen to myself, because myself said, why would I move here? And remember, I was hesitant to do it for years. Then when I got over there, I'm like, it was way better here. You like that building, it was way better there, you crazy. That's what people gonna say. But don't listen to them, because they not you. And that's all I want to say in life, because you're special. Just because you're different, you want to be like the 1%. You don't want to be like the 99%, because you're a king. And you're a queen too. And that's how I go. And once you learn that in life, you're going to see situations can change. But you got to stop listening to people first. Listen to yourself. Go with your heart. And that's all I be trying to say. Because sometimes when people tell you things in your life, they low-key don't want to see you win because they not winning. They low-key hating on you because they scared to do it. And I don't want to say they mean it by being intentional. They may not be being intentional. But just watch them. Just see how they react. Is it like every time a situation comes up, they always speaking negative about it? Or if they always hating on somebody? Then in reality, they may just be a low-key hater. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But you can't be around that. So if you see anybody talking negative, because half the time when people in your ear, they ain't never talking positive, they're talking negative. Because misery loves company. So don't fall for the okie doke. Stop doing that. If your life is not that bad, don't fall for the okie doke. Just motivate yourself. Now, some people just can't be motivated. I'm going to keep it real. If you can't be motivated, don't listen to this. This don't apply to you. Because from now on, if you ain't got no motivational things to say, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about no complaining. I don't want to talk about nothing. I still love you, but I love you from a distance. You feel me? And that's what you can do. You can love them from a distance. So, if you ain't saying that motivational, and you always talking negative, even about stuff that you want to do, I'm going to talk to you less and less. That don't mean I'm cutting you off. I still got love for you, but we're not going to talk as much until you change your ways. Now, some people just stuck in their ways. That's just how they're going to be. So, if you ain't in the mood to deal with that, you ain't got to deal with that. I don't care who it is, a relationship, a friendship, or whatever. You ain't got to deal with that because you want to uplift yourself. You don't want to be in the same predicament. And the people that's in your ear, they want to stay in the same predicament. Or they messed up, so they're trying to mess your joy and your happiness up, or whatever you want to do in your life, your goals or anything. So, those are the lessons that I learned in life. You don't have time to have people in your ear. You don't. Because those people in your ear is going to put something negative in your ear about your dreams and your goals. And you're not going to want to do it. They're going to tell you, that's not realistic. They're going to tell you, it can't happen. If it can't happen, then nobody will be doing it. Then nobody say it was going to be easy. But nothing is never going to be easy. But that don't mean you can't discipline yourself to do it. That's what we go wrong at. So let me go back to that situation. Like when I was talking about your friend may want you to smoke. You need to be strong enough to tell him or her, I ain't smoking. For what? That's discipline. Or say if you on a diet and you about to go out to eat and your friend's like, well, we about to go get pizza. You want pizza? You supposed to be able to be like, nah, I don't want no pizza. Because you discipline. Your mind is made up that you can discipline yourself. How you gonna have discipline? You can't even discipline yourself for a small diet. Just try it. Try to go on a diet for 5 months and then watch. If you make up excuses to not do it, you ain't got no discipline. Now, if you do it for about 5-6 months and then you accomplish your goal, now you starting to have discipline. And that's how I go. How you gonna have discipline and focusing on your life? You can't even discipline about your diet. That's why only 1% is succeeding and 99% ain't. Because 99% of us don't have no discipline. And I'm sorry to say that. But that's how I go. And once you start to discipline yourself and you realize you can do it, you can do anything you want in life. You just got to discipline. And that's how I go. So that's the situation that I want to say about having people in our ear. When you got somebody in your ear, you ain't got no discipline. Because you ain't got no discipline to block that off. Especially if they tell you some bull crap. Block that off. You got to be able to interpret whether it's some real crap or some bull crap. You see what I'm saying? Once you learn how to interpret that, and you know what's real information and what's bull crap, it's going to make sense. Now, you just got to start putting 2 and 2 together. Some people not good at putting 2 and 2 together. But once you start putting 2 and 2 together, you'll start to see things different. Because it makes sense. Now, if you put 2 and 2 together and it don't make sense. Some people think stuff that don't make sense actually makes sense. That's the crazy part. Because I have situations that you could tell somebody something, and in reality, they'd be like, it don't make sense. Like, no, it makes perfect sense. Stop being in your emotions, and you're going to get it together. Stop listening to people in your ear. Everybody in life has somebody in their ear. I don't care what they tell you. I'm keeping it real. Stop listening to people. Just in any situation you do. I don't mean to sound harsh. I'm talking about people that's just not spitting on real facts. Not even facts. I'm just talking about people that's not having your best interests at heart, your well-being. Because everybody got an opinion, but when it's something negative opinion, when they try to put their fears onto you, or they upset, so what happened to them on you, stop doing that. Now, if they tell you something that's real, and to keep your guard up, or whatever, that's real. But if they just on some junk just trying to hate on you, and they don't know because they was mad at a situation in life or a goal they never achieved, and they just trying to tell you the same thing, then don't listen to them. I'm gonna be the first to tell y'all that. It's okay. It's okay to be hard-headed on that. But just don't be hard-headed on yourself. Because how you hard-headed when it comes to yourself, but you're not hard-headed when somebody else tell you something? Like, where they do that at? Now, that don't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Then you got people who be like, man, but this, stop making excuses. And that's my take on the situation. Peace. See y'all on the next one. I love y'all.